What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. So today we are going to make a reaction video to Animate My Story. So yeah, let's get right into the video. Roll the intro, please.
Hi, I'm Caroline, and this is my story. One day I got a message from my mom while I was in class. I just read it in my notifications instead of opening it. It said, "Tom has left. Come over now."
Okay.
Tom is my dad's name.
Thomas.
I was shocked. This message clearly wasn't meant for me.
Uh-oh.
My heart pounded as I considered the possibilities.
Uh-oh.
Was my mom having an affair?
Uh-oh.
I wrote back asking my mom about the message, but she'd already deleted it from our chat, and she told me it was just a mistake. She was being so shady. I knew she had to be cheating on my dad.
Uh-oh.
I was so angry I could barely breathe. I told the teacher I didn't feel well and left class. Then I bolted home, determined to find out what was going on.
Oh, it's shady.
I hid in some bushes by my house where I could see the driveway.
Oh.
I had my camera ready.
Uh-oh.
I had no idea
YouTube
what I would
channel.
do once I found out who my mom's mystery man was.
Mystery man.
How could I tell my dad? He'd be devastated, especially since things had been going so well for him recently. He'd just gotten a big promotion at work and had been walking around whistling. He was so happy.
Oh, wow.
And what would I say to my mom? I wanted to scream at her.
Uh-oh.
Finally, a familiar SUV parked across the street several houses down. That confused me even more.
Did you
How
see
did I
the
know
picture?
that car? Then the driver got out. It was my Uncle Jim. If I'd thought I was
Jim?
angry before, it was nothing compared to now.
Hold up.
How could my
Jim?
mom cheat on my dad
Slim
with his
Jim?
own brother? I tried to think back to family gatherings we'd had. Had my mom and Uncle Jim ever seemed too friendly? Had they ever snuck away together? I couldn't remember. My dad was going to be
I love
so
this
furious.
music,
He might not even believe it. I barely believed it myself.
Okay.
But what other explanation was there for my mom's message? And for my uncle parking so far away,
Oh, she took a picture.
like
of
he
him.
didn't want to be seen.
Uh-oh.
I started snapping pictures of Uncle Jim walking up to the house.
Snapchatting.
I wished I'd screenshotted my mom's accidental message to me. Once he was inside,
I don't have Snapchat.
I didn't know what to do. I wanted to take more pictures through the window, but was afraid I'd overhear something I definitely didn't want to hear.
I overhear
Finally, I gathered my
everything.
courage and went to the window,
Junior
peering
high.
in carefully.
It's amazing.
My mom was pouring champagne into flutes. She handed one to Jim. My eyes filled with tears as I realized I hadn't been wrong. My mom really was romantically involved with Uncle Jim. I snapped a
so
couple of pictures, then
Uncle
ran back to the
Jim, so
bushes.
Is it
I started rehearsing
her
my speech to my
brother?
mom,
or is it
but I couldn't get
her
any further than,
dad?
"How could you?" I tried rehearsing my speech to my dad instead. I've
has
got some really
clarified
bad
it.
news about Mom. I didn't want to be the one to tell him, but he deserved to know. I was almost crying with anger as I wondered what would happen to our family now.
her
Would he and Mom get divorced? Who would I live with? I hoped my dad, since I'd never be able to trust my mom
Sprinklers.
again. But what if my mom hated me for telling him? I was mad at her, but I didn't want her to stop loving me. Maybe I shouldn't say anything and try to get my dad to figure it out on his own. By the time my dad arrived home, I was in a panic. Uncle Jim still hadn't left. I couldn't let my dad just walk in on them.
Yes. Walk
He
in,
needed to be
walk
prepared.
In, walk in. Walk
I raced
in.
up onto the front porch as he was putting the key into the door. I had my phone ready so I could show him the pictures. He was startled to see me. "Hey, Caro," he said, turning the key and pushing the door open. "I didn't know you were out here." "Don't go in there," I told him, trying to grab his arm as he stepped inside. "I have to tell you." But just then, my mom and uncle and a bunch of my dad's friends yelled surprise. They were standing in the kitchen next to a huge cake, holding flutes of champagne.
Oh.
Uncle Jim handed one to my dad, slapping him on the shoulder. "Congratulations on the promotion, little brother,"
Oh.
my uncle said.
Boom.
My dad looked shocked,
Oh.
but not as shocked as I was.
So
This had been a surprise party
Sometimes
for
you
my
just
dad
gotta-
all along. And if I'd paid
Don't
attention to
assume.
all the cars parked on the street,
don't
I would
assume.
have seen that a lot of them belonged to family members. My dad was walking around thanking and hugging
Oh.
everyone, and I just stood there, feeling so stupid. My mom spotted me and said, "Hey, Caroline, I didn't expect you home yet. I thought you had practice after school." My face got hot. I didn't want to tell her what I'd thought. "Yeah, it's canceled.
Oh.
I didn't know you were throwing
Lies.
a party for Dad."
Lies.
"Yes, we're so proud of him," my mom said, kissing my father. I was so relieved by the familiar sight of my parents in
So
love.
I don't get it. How did they
Well,
choose
come
this
on
for
in,
my
Caroline,
animation?
and get some cake.
I mean,
So that's how I learned
Yes.
not to jump to conclusions and to be careful about sticking my nose where it doesn't belong. Have you ever had an embarrassing misunderstanding? Or
What was
made
that?
judgments about someone before you understood the situation? Share your story in the
Okay.
comments section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.
alright, so that was the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and tell me in the comments what I should do, and yeah. So roll the outro, please.
Alright,